Hey, Las Vegas, thanks for joining us back here on Vegas Realty Check, your local Las Vegas real estate news show. I'm Trish Williams.
And I'm Tiana Carroll, and today we have a very special guest, Amalie Zinsser, and she is from the UnCommons, and we're going to talk a lot about this extraordinary space that has come to Vegas. But before we do that, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, so that way you keep up to date on all of the news. Excuse me, having allergies today. All of the news and happenings that are happening here in Las Vegas. And before we get to talk to Amalie, we're going to go ahead and do our numbers like we do every week.
Yes. So this week, Las Vegas, we have 3,520 single-family residences on the market, 10 additional contingent upon sale.
I know, I'm throwing those in there now.
Yeah. So these are, again, we've been saying this for the past few months, where our inventory is certainly dropping and a little bit lower than we've seen it in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, and certainly more than we'd like, because it's creating a competitive market right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of competitions. Anything first-time home buyer underneath the medium home price range is getting multiple offers, and a lot, 9, 12, 14 within the first 2 days. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I have some buyers that are looking and they're like, I just saw this home, but it's gone already. And I'm like, yeah, that's the market.
That's where we are. Yeah, but it's not that it's eased up. When you go up into medium home price range or even into luxury prices, the market is still very competitive. There are multiple offers happening, maybe not a dozen, but there's competition for sure.
Luxury is moving pretty fast right now as well.
I do like that.
Our sold properties, we have 458 sold this week.
Yeah.
And then there were some price reductions.
Okay, so there was so many price reductions. I kept trying to figure out what was going on with the hot sheet, because we've been playing under 100 for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then today it was 389 price reductions. I'm concerned something is wrong with the system.
Well, there are some people there. I know of one person in particular that has 150 homes on the market. So maybe these people that have a lot of homes on the market just decided to do a blanket price reduction on everything to get it off their books, and that this one in particular that I'm aware of that's out there that has a lot of these homes, their homes have been priced pretty high above standard, so maybe it's something like that.
They were in the wrong June. They thought they were June of 22.
Absolutely. Well, let's get into talking to our guest here. Amalie, we are so excited that you are here. And UnCommons is it's a place in Southwest Las Vegas, first of its kind. Yes. And go ahead and start.
Just tell us about it. You're going to do such a better job.
Well, first off, I'm really happy about my home in 2018, because hearing your guys' stories, I'm like, ooh, I got my home. We're good. Everything's good.
Oh, yeah. If you bought in 18, you're golden.
That's when I bought my last house in 2018. And it's a great rates, great price. We're the lucky ones.
So hearing that information, but UnCommons. So one of the reasons I did decide to stay in Las Vegas, because I had the opportunity of moving in 2020. Okay. Is not only because of my beautiful home and family, but also because of the development of UnCommons. So UnCommons is a multi-use space. So we have office, we have retail, we have food and beverage. And right now, at this moment, you could come to UnCommons and enjoy our phase 1, which has a lot of amazing eateries and experiences that you could come to the space right now. And we just moved in our residentials, our first residents to the property.
Yeah.
Oh, great. How many residents do you have that moved in already?
I think we're around 40 right now.
Awesome.
Which is really great, especially when across the way is still construction. So you might think that people are deterred from that. But when they get to walk out in the space and enjoy a coffee and work in the quad area, and be, immersed in our community, they're in, 100% in.
Yeah. And this community is one of those communities where you don't have to leave. You may want to leave for certain things, but there's everything there.
There's everything. You could get your hair cut at Capelli, or, me, I like to get a little blowout here and there. Yeah. You could also just go buy a candle for your apartment or at Speakeasy Candle Company. or make your candle and invite your friends over.
Right, they do candle parties.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, kind of like the paint parties. You go and sip wine and paint. It's the same thing, but now you're creating a candle.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How fun.
Super
I want to
fun.
go do that.
Well, if you haven't been to UnCommons out there, you guys, it is there at 215 and Durango, and the Southwest is booming. The Durango Casino's across the street, and that's getting closer to completion. And the UnCommons is amazing. It's very walkable. It's a community environment. People are hanging out with their friends, their family. They're kind of working, taking a break, taking a walk around, getting something to eat. It's a
Yeah.
cool space.
It's intentional too with our space. So the architecture is meant to kind of make you feel like you're in a different place in the world, like something just comfortable. It's a nod to the desert, so
Yeah.
we're not trying to be something different.
Yeah.
We are in the desert, so let's respect it and honor it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of places to sit and enjoy with your friends and family.
And a lot of beautiful art.
Oh yes,
It's such a vibrant place. I love even the stairwells have these beautiful pieces of art. It's a journey.
We worked with a wonderful company that helped us with our story. We knew what message we wanted to give out there and what we want to honor on our day-to-day operations. And we got to give that to the artist, and we got to work with local artists. So
Oh, great.
I got to bring this Rolodex of artists together and bring that message.
Great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
the art.
I love the art too. It was so beautiful and so vibrant.
Yeah, and every single individual just has a different background, and that's what our biggest thing is at UnCommons, is that sense of, being equitable, inclusive, and belonging. And that even goes to our street names. It's just little soft nods, and the street names in themselves are named after civic leaders. So that are not from, but have done wonderful work in Las Vegas and are still with us today. So we wanted to honor them.
And that's right. I know it does feel like you've whisked away into a walkable city when you're there, but you do have the nod to the desert. But not only that, you are so locally based with your local artists, and the businesses are local based, aren't they? It's not like we're going to run in there and find chain restaurant after chain restaurant or chain store. They're local, correct?
Majority are local, but even if they're someone that's outside, so Sun Life Organics and Salt and Straw are great examples of owners that really are proud and what they're doing and what they're doing for the world, right? Being sustainable, giving back to the community. So, Salt and Straw's from Portland and Sun Life is from Malibu. And they have a couple areas around America, but we brought them because of their mission and what they do in their day-to-day operations.
Yeah, we're big on sustainability in the Valley.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so welcome you guys. You're locals now.
Yeah.
Whether you like
And
it or
you're
not.
local. You were born and raised here?
Born and raised.
Yes.
First generation born in America. So my family's from Cuba and my dad's in the Air Force.
Okay.
So we landed in Nellis Air Force Base, and then I came roaring out 35 years ago.
You're like, here I am, Vegas.
What part of the valley did you grow up in?
Henderson.
Okay.
Yeah, I call it the 3 Gs. I went to Gibson Elementary, Greenspun, and then Green Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, you nailed the 3 Gs.
Yeah. So bringing something like this into the valley, because the valley obviously growing up was so different. This is really it's innovative.
Yeah, it is. And, being raised here, where was I hanging out as a teenager? And then where was I hanging out as a young 20-year-old? Then I moved away and then came back. And when I moved away, I was able to experience the walkable city and what people wanted to be around and enjoy. So being able to meet Jim Stewart, one of the partners of Matter Real Estate and developer of this beautiful space, I was like, we need this. This is amazing. Vegas wants this and is thriving for this. So we're excited.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only space of its kind here. I mean, we have outdoor malls, but to mix the community, the living, the workspace incorporated with it.
Yeah, and I am very close with downtown Summerlin folks in the district and downtown Las Vegas, and we're all doing something pretty important to the community. A lot of people have shifted to bringing people together, but what's so beautiful about UnCommons from my point of view is it started with that. It's not adapting to that change, and so we invite I call it the sandbox of the valley, where everyone has their own sandboxes that they're playing in. I'm trying to break all that down so we're all playing together, because we only benefit when we're working together to bring people together.
Yeah, I have to agree.
How many residences are you planning on, is the project planning on building in total once complete? Because you're in phase 1 right now.
We're in phase 1. We are completing phase 2 by the end of year. A couple of things will be done by end of year for phase 2. About 830 units will be on property, which is amazing.
That is amazing. And can you tell me a little bit about the residences, about the units? Are they all rentals? Are they able to be privately owned? About how big is the space? What's the variance there?
It's rentals.
Okay.
So we have our first batch of apartments, which we call it Vestra.
Vestra.
Yeah.
Vestra.
Oh my God, the apartments are stunning. When I was like in my apartment living, I would have loved to live in these type of apartments.
Yeah, they're very cool. They're very open. They're very modern.
Yeah,
really?
just that nice touch. So I think we go all the way up to 3 bedroom, and then there's also some suites as well. We might do more. Don't quote me. This is not like where I'm at most of my brain.
Okay. That's all right.
But I mean, you can check it out on our website and everything. But it's pretty roomy and pretty spacious. Again, the touches are there, just like the touches are out in UnCommons. UnCommons, not my marketing would be so mad at me for saying that. At UnCommons. But yeah, and then you will have a pool. You will have a beautiful upgraded gym as well. You also get the benefit of being invited to our community events, and you're very just like in the know when you live there.
Yeah.
Community, people, I mean, just to have that like lifestyle of being around everybody's got to be great.
It's a great urban feeling.
Yeah.
To be just living right upstairs and come down, especially now with the Sundry open.
Oh my God, the Sundry. Please
It's
come.
so
good.
It's so good. It's
So for people that don't know, let's
okay.
what
So
is the Sundry?
it's different. It's different than anything that we have because it's almost like a cafeteria that you order from a QR code, but you can be eating at one restaurant and I could be eating at one restaurant, which is cool in itself. But it was Michael Mina who put the sort of cast of chefs together. So in the kitchen, there's people who've worked in Michelin star restaurants, and I mean it is yum, like a foodie dream.
Yeah, it's delicious. Table One Hospitality and Patrick Umel and his team with Michael Mina as well did bring all these chefs together, and they're amazing. And so the concept is you have 3 sit-down restaurants. You have 2 that are from these other chef concepts that they brought, which is Mizunara, which is the sushi spot, and then BS Taqueria, which is an amazing taqueria, from Chef Show to Chef Ray. And then the Sundry has their own concept restaurant, which is Bar Oysteria, I believe it's called. I can never say the name right.
Oysters.
Yeah, oysters.
She's like, you said enough. You had me at oyster.
Yeah, oysters. But then those are the restaurants. But if you want to come to the food hall part, again, as you said, sit down, there's a QR code, and there's 12 different concepts that you could order from. I don't know about y'all. I'm a very picky eater.
Yeah.
So like I would be like, I want the Greek food. My husband would be like, I want the fried chicken from Cowbird. And then, my daughter's like, pasta.
And then I'd be like, all of it. Can we just get one from every restaurant, please?
So you can go out with friends and not have to be stuck to whatever that one menu is.
Yeah.
Different type of cocktails if you're one to drink. Like you could get Diane Mina's Bloody Mary. You could get the cocktails from the Sundry. There's just a whole variety of stuff. So and what's so cool is that's one portion of UnCommons when it comes to food.
It's just a piece of what's going on there.
Yeah.
You mentioned cocktails, so that brings me into the question of
did you bring cocktails with you? Yes. Can we taste test them?
we thought this was a tasting. No, there's a nightlife. I assume a nightlife atmosphere.
Yeah, it's starting to happen. So we had a lot of their breakfast atmosphere. And then now with the other tenants that are opening up, like the Sundry, what's coming up is Amalie, which is Italian. Oh my God, so good, the food.
Amalie.
I'm going to expect samples next time you come around.
You should see me. I was there 2 weeks ago to Mari, like tasting some of their drinks, and I was like, this one will be my favorite. And then Salt and Straw is open until 11, and Teaspoon's open until 11. So you have these folks that want to come and have something delightful, that being ice cream, that being cocktails, that being boba tea. We're basically open from that 8 a.m. to that 11 right now, and and it's just booming at all the time.
That's great. So there's a place to go in the evenings, and I'm sure with the atmosphere, the outdoor atmosphere there, and everything that people are hanging out, people are enjoying their time there.
Well, yeah, it's a very communal place, and it's very kind of fun and young and hip. But you also have like anchors, big businesses and corporations there. Like I think DraftKings is housed there. Is that right?
Yes, so they have a whole building to themselves, which is awesome. And they're calling it this like their HQ. They were based out of WeWork when they were first out here in Las Vegas, and then they came to the space at UnCommons. And then our other multi-tenant building is CBRE, Morgan Stanley, BDO, Berkadia, Sotheby's. That's one building. So you have all of those tenants there, and those are pretty big tenants.
Those are big boys to play in the sandbox with.
Very much so.
And one of the benefits for them is they can bring people from other states that are, people that are somewhere else and bring them here. They can stay in your place while they work or what they need
and
to do.
UnCommons location's so great, right? Because it's right there off of the curve of the 215, and so you're quick into Summerlin, you're quick to the airport, you're quick to the Strip, you're into right there to
Right
access.
by the freeway.
Yep. Yeah. Really
Super
good.
quick.
Great
very,
location.
Very good location. And that location's, it's growing so much. Just a few years ago, it was just kind of all desert there, and now we're seeing
Or just communities.
everything popping up.
Yeah, it was just like a wasteland of houses, one right after the other. But there's been a lot of construction stuff going on. Durango's going to be a big spot, and then
so exciting.
UnCommons, of course, is going to be a huge staple in that side of the valley. I think as the valley becomes more aware of it, that's going to be a cool hangout.
We are so excited for Durango Stations to be our neighbors, and filling that space up. All of the development that's happening there is pretty great. Just to bring people to that area of the city. It's pretty important.
Yeah.
So you also, you're the first of its kind Nevada to be built by standards for WELL certification. What does that mean?
Yeah, so WELL certification basically means we care about you.
That's
We care about
important.
you too, girl.
It goes from from the lighting to the windows, how the light comes in, to the air. To the community gatherings, to even your lobby. So like DraftKings building, we don't have the lobby, they do, but for OB2, which has all those multi-tenants, we have the lobby. So making it feel like, a sense of calm. So you have to check off these boxes of certification to make sure we're hitting all of that. So that's our HVAC and all of the lighting that I said. So that goes to human health and well-being. And it's really important. And it even ties, what's so great about WELL certification, outside of tying it to a building and all of the ins and outs of, making it healthy from the air quality and such, it also ties to us as folks that are, that are UnCommons, where we made sure part of the certification, I checked on the boxes of we will go into the community and, put time into helping out, Las Vegas Rescue Mission, wherever it is, but they say in the certification, you have to go out once a month to the community and give back.
Oh,
So little things like that.
So in love with that.
that is amazing. We need more businesses, more things that are
everybody.
all businesses that are here in this community, giving back to the community and helping out the community. It could make a tremendous difference. And I love that there's thought put into everything. In real estate, Tiana, I'm sure you can attest to this as well.
What are we doing?
We will often go into homes, flips, things like that. Just homes that people have designed or remodeled, or even some brand new. I went into a brand new build the other day, and I'm like, there was no thought in this whatsoever.
Right.
And the everything is totally just not functional. It doesn't make you feel good when you're in there. The lighting, everything.
Yeah,
So
I was in a house yesterday that you couldn't open the dishwasher all the way because they had put the island too close and didn't do the clearance. I was like, okay.
So no thought. We see that a lot. So having a space where there's actually thought put into how is this going to make you feel? How is the lighting going to affect you? The HVAC, everything. That's amazing.
And we're still learning. Like I always say, we're a student for life. So that goes to even like our programming for community and tied to our buildings and the walkability of it. Like even to this day, I'll walk it and be like, oh, we need to fix this part, or this is not great for a visitor, or this is not great. You know, we're still trying to adapt that. So it's great to start our building point from just that care, and then being so open-minded and be like, yep, we need to fix that. Yep, we need to fix that, so that everyone has a great experience when they come to UnCommons.
Yeah, and I think when you go there, you do have a great experience. It is very thoughtful in the way that it is laid out, and the finishes are beautiful, and the nod to the desert, and then you still have some of those like industrial concretes and steels and stuff that will wear not only well here in the desert, but have really beautiful sort of aesthetic to it.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole design of everything is beautiful. And I had went a few weeks ago, I was at the Earth Cafe, and the menu, and it's just a cafe. I mean, it's not just a cafe.
It's not just a cafe.
But the menu was amazing. You know, that I had a salad, and I don't remember which one I ordered, but it had just everything, and it was so great. It was the menu is very good.
Yeah, and what's cool too, again, is like having these tenants and part of the community. I make sure as my role that they think outside of their four walls. I know everybody has a business to run. Everyone has the money to get and to build their team and all of that. But we make sure that they're part of the community, as well as giving back to the community and also being tied to our events. And everyone is, we all talk and we're all together on that.
Can you tell us a little bit about those events?
Sure.
Because I love events.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll come to all.
Tiana is an event goer.
I was an event producer for many, many years, and then now I love just going to events and checking them out. So tell us what's going on at UnCommons.
Yeah, so we do have a monthly market, which is Market in the Alley. We were doing that through the fall and winter. It was the first Sunday of every month. So it's about a bunch of local artists and artisans and folks that either have vintage clothing, or they're making ceramics, or photography, just everything that you think. And you could come and enjoy walking on our street. We shut down the street for you to just kind of like be able to just take in the day and shop and get your food at Earth, or coffee, or a drink at Todo Bien, because we had a pop-up during one of them.
Oh, fun.
So we actually are flipping that now, where during the summer we're doing market in the alley at night. So Under the Stars, we're calling it. So that's Saturdays, like at night. Right now during summer, we have Summer Melodies. So we're doing from 6 to 8 p.m. in our quad. We have local artists that are out and singing and just, literally rolling in with their speaker and guitar and just singing to the crowd.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so we also do like other type of events on our space, but you could find that all on our website. And also our Instagram's very, very, I'm the one behind the keyboard. I'm the one like, this is what's happening, this is what's happening. But that segues into what's to come for large events.
Yes.
Is the Assembly. So the Assembly is our conference space. So it's about 5,000 square foot total.
Okay.
There'll be 2 conference spaces. We're actually just named them Juniper and Sage. So you could either
Love it.
so you could book
my hippie is happy.
or you could book Sage, or you could book the whole space. And it has a beautiful back of house, and we are partnered to make sure that the food is from the Sundry or Mercadito or our other food tenants on property. So you could book it all out for, a big team gathering, or you could have a wedding there, or you could have a little wellness event. So we're going to have so many events in fall.
That's so cool. And we need extra space for events.
You do.
Whether it's small for office team building space, or if conventions coming in town and just want to be a bit away.
Yep. We're there for you.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the wedding venue is going to be awesome.
We had our
to
first-
be able to have a wedding there.
We had our first wedding on property, and that was such a delight.
Was it?
So, yeah.
Did you document all the first, like our first wedding, our first tenant that moved in, our first this? Is that all on your Instagram? What is your Instagram? Tell them so they can follow
so
you.
uncommons.lv.
Okay.
Very easy.
Very, it's there. Yes, I'm very much like our first, because it's such a moment,
It is. It is.
I wish I remembered.
You're changing the landscape of our community.
Like, what was the first at like Town Square? Like, I remember like my first hangout there by myself, but what was the the community's first together?
Right.
And that's something so special for us.
Yeah, no, it is. It's special for all of us, and I love the name. Just going back to the name UnCommons, it's so encompass what everything that you're doing there is. It's just out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I like the outside the box thinking and how it's bringing a bunch of different elements together in one spot. And it's so thoughtful the way you've done it.
Mm-hmm.
And the food's delicious. And the candles smell great. And our haircut looks good. Check it out. No.
we all, it's a whole vibe.
It's everything.
It is. It's a vibe. It's a way of life. It's definitely modern. It's what people want now.
Yeah.
So what's coming up in UnCommons? You said they were in phase 1.
Yeah.
So phase 2, when you open up, what's that going to look like? What are you planning?
Yeah, 2 more office buildings.
Okay.
And then the assembly.
Okay.
So that will be open, and a couple more apartments. So
More living.
and another parking garage, because I know that some people already are in my DMs saying, "Wow, it's getting crowded." But don't worry, don't fret. We have another parking garage coming.
I love the parking garage. You didn't have to like stop and get a ticket. They just scan you. And
You
you're going
scan.
through.
You do have ticket moments too.
Yeah.
And I know we're out of the box too. You know, let's like the elephant in the room is we do have paid parking.
Yeah.
And some people aren't really like digesting that well, but there's a whole reason behind it. You know, there's it's so walkable. You're close to the space, and honestly, parking garages cost a lot of money, and to keep
Girl,
it
everything
maintained,
costs money.
right?
To operate
Yeah.
and keep maintained.
Maintain safety. There's a whole reason why. But I know that everyone will understand once they come visit, and they'll be like, "Ah, got it."
Or you could just move in and then parking's free.
There you go. Do that. Do that.
But don't stay long because I'm not a huge fan of renters. You should purchase.
That's okay. You could stay for a while, get to know the city.
Yes,
Yes.
pop in. That would be a great place when people come and they don't know the city.
Absolutely.
Grab a lease at
agree.
UnCommons,
Do-
then we'll house shop.
Does UnCommons, do you know anything about it? But do
Do
you,
you know
do you,
anything
do you
about
happen to know if they do short-term leases or if they're all long-term
You
or
know,
if they have options? There?
I wish I tapped into Gabby. She's
That's
the one that
okay.
leads out all the apartments, but I believe I feel like we're in the same realm of like 6-month year
Okay.
and all of that.
6
so.
months are good options too. You know,
Yeah.
that's for people that are coming here
I don't
for.
remember a 6-month option when I looked at them.
Probably not.
I think
then.
it's a year.
I'm a liar. On that.
No. No.
okay,
and
Emily,
a
we'll
year is
keep
very
you.
standard in any leases here in Vegas. So
that's
Yeah.
a year to 18 months is pretty much what they're all what they all are.
Yeah.
But men,
But it's UnCommons. Maybe they do have a 6-month lease. We'll have to check the website.
They're very, very flex on getting people there and working with an individual. You know, we have a lot of perks when you sign up and get an apartment with us. That those perks could kind of be moved around, I'm sure. So
Yeah, and it's also a great option when you like building a custom home or something to go and live someplace that everything is accessible and you can just walk downstairs.
there's also so many people that come from other states that want to just get to know Vegas for
Yeah.
a while, and you
Yep.
know, renting an apartment for that first year, it just seems to make sense to them while they're getting to know what they like in the city, and who knows, they may decide to just stay there.
Right? They're like, we love it. Well, it is going to give such a flexible lifestyle, especially if you work in the area. Everything is going to be so convenient. And that could eliminate like a lot of the carbon footprint in your life, right? If you're walking to work and doing everything right there in Sundry. Right, I'm stuck on food. It's the only thing I know. I'm like, Sundry, let's eat. Did you bring food with you? No, when you're right there at the UnCommons having everything.
yeah,
convenient.
and I do agree with like, you know, renting your first year and figuring out where you want to be. You know, every pocket of the city, you know, nods to someone's lifestyle. You know?
Totally.
So
I love that about this city.
yeah, me too. It's fun.
Yeah, it
is
is fun,
fun.
and it's great that there's a space where everyone can just live and work and not need to commute around the city or be stuck in traffic to get everywhere. You'd have everything right there.
Somebody who lives in their car, I could do without traffic for a minute, that's for sure.
It's painful.
It is. Some days I'm just like so done with traffic.
Yeah. So Amalie, if people want to talk to you more, get a hold of you, follow you, go to the UnCommons, what would be the best way?
Instagram is the best for us. You go to uncommons.lv, and I'll be the one messaging you back. And if you need anything, there's also community at uncommons.com that you could have any questions. So it'll be email myself and the big old team. And then on our website, there is a little drop down if you want to book an event. for the assembly. We're already taking some folks
Wow.
to start booking. So go there and put all of your needs for the event, and we'll be more than happy to get you at the assembly.
And be the first one so you can be on the Instagram
Yes.
story. The first event, the assembly.
Come be the first.
Yeah, get started, get booked. If you're already taking reservations, I'm sure that you will be booking up pretty quickly once it opens up.
Majority of our October is
Yeah.
getting booked. Yeah, so hurry on over.
Yeah, hurry on over. And then if you want to find out about all of the different places to eat, all of the different retail spots that are there, and that can all be found on the website.
All on the website, all on our Instagram. We always love to post when things are happening. A lot of people are like, is this open yet? I'm like, TBD. You just keep looking out on the stories.
Yeah, the stories will tell you.
Yes.
That's great. And also I encourage you, go down there, go enjoy the space, go down there and visit. It is a beautiful spot. I loved it, and
Yeah.
I want to go explore more. So
Come hang out with me.
Yeah, it's a good place to explore.
Love it.
Tiana, if anybody wants to get a hold of you.
Oh, well, you can get a hold of me at my cell. It's my favorite thing. It's right here next to me all the time, 702-379-9948. Call or text me. And Trish, if anybody wanted to get a hold of you.
At 702-308-2878. And if you're watching our show, please continue like, comment, download, share, tell your friends about us. And sharing our show and getting us out there gets us quality guests like Amalie. So we were so excited that she
that was
came
really
in
great.
and joined our show to talk about what's going on here in our community, because Vegas is not just casinos, and there's there's a lot of people that that don't live here or thinking about moving here, and they don't really understand the community that's behind everything.
And it's
in
a great
Vegas.
community.
And-
I love Vegas.
Yeah, that's why we do these community spotlights, so people can see what happens like for the people who actually live here.
No, well, thank you for having me.
We appreciate you coming out.
Thank you so
Amalie.
much for coming.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Vegas, you know where we're at. We're here every Thursday. If you are getting value from this, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And if not, we will see you next week. Have a great week. Bye.
Thank you.